You're not hard to love. You've just been unavailable to yourself. And I know that might feel confronting because part of you has been telling yourself, I'm too much, I'm too emotional, I'm always attracting the wrong people. But what if that's not the truth? What if the issue isn't that you're hard to love? It's that you've been disconnected from yourself for so long that you don't fully show up as you are. And the people you attract reflect that. Energy Body 1 is asking, who are you becoming in love? Someone open, available, connected to themselves. The Energy Body 5 is showing the truth. How are you actually showing up? Because right now, you might say you want deeper, aligned love, but your behavior is still avoiding your truth, ignoring your needs, staying in misalignments. You're available for other people, but not fully available for yourself. You feel things, but don't always honor them. Know things, but don't always act on them. Want more, but stay where it's familiar. So it's not that you're hard to love. It's that you're not fully showing up to be loved. So in this video, we're going to break this down properly. What being unavailable to yourself actually means, how it shows up in your relationships, and how to change it, because this is where your identity shifts. Before we go deeper, if this is already landing, if something in you is recognizing this, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell, because this is where you stop abandoning yourself and start becoming someone who stays. And if you want to understand your patterns on a deeper level, download my free numerology guide, because your patterns aren't random, they're coded. And once you see them, you can finally change them. The link is in the description box below. So let's make this real, because being unavailable to yourself isn't something you consciously choose. It's something you've learned to do. Being unavailable to yourself means this: you feel things, but don't act on them. You know things, but don't trust them. You need things, but don't express them. And it shows up like this. You ignore your intuition when something feels off. You stay in situations that don't feel right. You tell yourself it's not a big deal when it is. You prioritize other people's needs over your own. You avoid conflict instead of speaking your truth, because being available to yourself means listening when something doesn't feel right, honoring what you feel, acting on what you know. And that's the part that feels uncomfortable, because when you do feel something, you often override it, you soften it, you question it. You talk yourself out of it. And this is where Energy Body 5 shows the truth again, because this isn't about awareness. It's about behavior, what you actually do when your truth shows up. And this is why you end up feeling disconnected, unseen, misunderstood. Not because people don't see you, because you're not fully showing yourself. You can't be deeply loved if you're not deeply available to yourself. So let me ask you this. Where in your life do you already know the truth, but you're not acting on it? Because that's where you're unavailable to yourself. And this is where your power is, because this is about becoming someone new. It's about becoming someone who stays with themselves. So now you can see the pattern. Next, we go into why this happens, because this didn't come from nowhere. So let's go deeper, because you didn't just wake up one day disconnected from yourself. This started somewhere, at some point in your life. It didn't feel safe to trust what you felt, express what you needed, act on what you knew. So your system adapted. Maybe you experienced being told you were too sensitive, having your feelings dismissed, being rewarded by being easy, feeling like your needs created tension. So your body learned it's safer to ignore this. It's better to stay quiet. It's easier to adjust myself. And the version of you that learned that was trying to stay connected, because as a child, connection equaled safety. So what started as protection became a pattern. And now, even when you feel something clearly, you still question it, soften it, override it. This is your heart body holding emotional memory, not as logic, but as a feeling of it's not safe to fully be me. So let me say this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you for doing this. You adapted. You found a way to stay connected. You didn't abandon yourself because you didn't matter. You did it because you needed to belong. But here's the shift. You're not in that environment anymore, even if your body still thinks you are. And this is where your power sits, because if this was learned, it can be unlearned, not through force, but through choosing yourself moment by moment. So now we understand why this happened. happens. Next, we shift your identity into someone who stays with themselves. So here's where everything changes, because the goal isn't to become more lovable. It's to become more available to yourself. Right now, you've been trying to fix how you're perceived, trying to be easier, be calmer, be less emotional, be more understood. But that's not the shift. The shift is this. You stop adjusting yourself and start staying with yourself. Being available to yourself means when something feels off, you listen. When something matters, you honor it. When something isn't aligned, you don't ignore it. This is Energy Body 1, identity. Not, I hope this works out, but I don't abandon myself to make something work. And this is Energy Body 5 in action, because this isn't about what you know. It's about what you do. It looks like speaking when something matters, stepping back when something feels off, choosing yourself even when it's uncomfortable, because you can't create a relationship that feels safe if you're not safe with yourself. So the shift becomes this. I don't ignore what I feel. I don't override what I know. I don't stay where I feel disconnected. You don't become easier to love. You become harder to abandon. And this isn't about pushing people away. It's about becoming so connected to yourself that you don't tolerate disconnection anymore. So now you understand the shift. Now we bring this into action, because this only changes when you respond differently. When something feels off, pause. Instead of asking, what do they need? Ask, what am I feeling right now? Then name it, acknowledge it. Don't minimize it. Even if you don't act immediately, you stop ignoring it. And when you're ready, speak your truth, adjust your behavior, or step back, not from fear, from clarity. Energy Body 1 says, this is who I am now. Energy Body 5 says, show me in what you do. Self-connection is what creates aligned connection. So this is your work, not to become someone new, but to stop leaving yourself behind. So let's bring this back to you. You're not hard to love. You've just been disconnected from yourself. And now you get to change that. Because the truth is, you already know what's right for you. You feel it. You've just been overriding it. The question is, are you ready to trust yourself? Now, if this has landed for you, if you felt that shift, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell, because this is where you stop abandoning yourself and start becoming someone who stays. And if you're ready to go deeper, download my free numerology guide, because your patterns aren't random, they're coded. And once you see them, you stop repeating them. The link's in the description box below. This is your moment, not to become easier to love, but to become someone who never leaves themselves. Now, this wraps up May, so get ready for June. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.